sure you hit that subscribe button.
Hello, my little freaks. It is Mrs. Glass. You already know. How are my little freaks doing? Hello to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to Mrs. Glass World. Here we do everything from fashion, beauty, to cooking, traveling, and shopping. So, I would like to start off by saying thank you guys all for the support thus far. We are almost at the end of Vlogmas. It has been beating my but I've honestly had so much fun, and I'm just happy that I've stayed committed to this because I didn't think I was going to do it, but we are halfway there. So I'm going to do a little get ready with me today, and I wanted to bring you along because there is a topic of conversation that I'd like to touch on. This is something that I haven't spoken to audibly to anyone other than my husband at this point, you know? So we're going to get into it. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell so that you're notified every time I drop a new video. Make sure that you're subscribed across all of my social media platforms. Check out Mrs. Glass Boutique for all of your merch needs. And as always, thank you Impressively by Glass House for sponsoring today's video. This is a set that I did for my niece's wedding last month, and I wore them once. So we're back. This is just an example that you can reuse Impressively by Glass House nail sets. So, DM to order. All right, let's get started. So, I've been noticing that there's just been a lot of trend right now with the whole weight loss, injections, or pills. And I want to just talk about my personal experience with a weight loss procedure that I had. To begin, I've always been a big girl. I've always been a little thick girl. Growing up, I was still a chunky girl. And yes, I was the girl that was bullied. I was the girl that was made fun of growing up in school. Like, I remember a cheeseburger being thrown at me once. I remember just snickering, like if I would stand up to present a project in class, like the snickering and just like the fat shaming. I was also the girl that the guys always wanted to invite because I always had the really pretty friends. And, I was just pretty, but I was pretty for a big girl, whatever that means. Like, either I'm pretty or I'm not, That was pretty much growing up, It definitely still happens today. I think it's gotten a little worse as the years have progressed because it gets more intense and, kids kind of unalive themselves now. They don't really speak to people. I mean, I never really spoke to anyone when I was getting bullied. I would just cry. I would go home and cry. To be honest, like that's what I would do, but that's just the world that we live in. I was presented with the bariatric gastric sleeve procedure, which is where they cut your stomach. And this is an irreversible process. And I was offered the opportunity to get it done. And I was just very apprehensive. Like, I was 19 going into 20. I was so young, and I just felt that I was young enough that I have the ability to lose the weight that I need. I don't think that I should go under such an extensive procedure. If you're not aware of what the gastric sleeve surgery is, they go in and they cut your stomach. It'll be the size of, I can't really remember the size that it shrinks to, but it is very significant. And this procedure is irreversible. Okay? And so I just thought I was young enough to lose whatever weight I needed. I felt a lot of pressure from family and from friends at the time. At the time, I was really pressured by family and friends to move forward with the procedure. You know, to this day, I even remember a so-called friend, because who would ever say this, but she was just like, I just think that you should definitely proceed with it because I don't have any fat friends. And instead of me just like shutting her down right then and there, like I didn't pay attention to my feelings at the time. Looking in hindsight, I just ask myself why I was just surrounded by those type of friends, because clearly that's not a friend. But you know, everyone's just like, do it, you know, we'll be here to support you, we'll be there, you know, this will be life-changing, this is just something that, you know, why not go with it if it's gonna be because it was also covered by my insurance at the time. So like, why wouldn't I do it? So honestly, I didn't know. I was just so back and forth. I was very nervous. I had never been under a procedure so extreme, so intense. I had never been put under before, and I was just really scared. And to make matters even worse, I remember I did go through with it, right? The doctor, you know, before you do this procedure, the doctor just go over details of how things will be changing after everything's said and done. You know, your eating habits change, your relationship with alcohol changes. It's not also physical, it's also mental. Like, make sure that you're seeing a counselor so that you can go through the necessary diets that's needed in order for you to make this surgery a success, because people have also gotten this surgery, have lost weight, gained it all back because you didn't do the proper steps that are required to lose the weight. So I remember all that, you know, and even that scared me. But I scheduled it, and when I went to go in for my initial surgery, I had a health scare that I could not proceed with it. So even then, I should have taken heed to that. You know, like, there's a reason why that happened, and I didn't get it done. So I waited about a month, and the procedure was rescheduled. You know, I was really scared. I, you know, definitely was told of what the changes are going to be. But mind you, I'm also young, 19, 20, like I'm barely making real life decisions. And I just remember just being so scared. I think I just like went out and actually partied the night before, because I was just like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? I couldn't sleep at all going into it. I'm also like, I'm literally just crying because I just wasn't comfortable with the decision, but I still proceeded, right? I remember getting there. They're telling me to count down from 10 because I'm going to be put under. I wasn't even counting at this time. I'm just literally praying to the point that I'm waking up to just a white light, and I'm just praying that I'm actually still present and I'm not dead. Like that's not the other white light. But it was a successful surgery. So surgery's completed, and I go home and I continue with life. But as I mentioned, the changes are serious. And I don't think that a lot of people are talking about the cons of it, because yeah, I know that my stomach is shrunk, right? So I'm not going to be able to eat what I like to eat. My diet has to change. I believe for the first like 2 to 3 months, you're also on a liquid diet. You can't even put anything solid down because of how small your stomach is and how painful it is for the food to go down. So I was on solids for like a month, 2, possibly 3, right? And that was a really difficult time for me because I like to eat. I am a foodie girl, you know? And Everyone prior to me getting the surgery and being like, I'm going to be there for you. Don't you worry. You have my support. Were nowhere to be found. You know, I remember just telling like someone, I'm just having a really hard time like with like the food. Like I'm hungry and I want to eat. And instead of them just like kind of understanding or putting themselves in my shoes, the response was just like, wow, I mean, I didn't know that you had this much of an issue with food. Maybe it's more serious than we thought. And I don't know. I just felt like family members and friends just weren't really understanding. I did see a counselor, right? Because that is part of the prerequisites to the surgery. You do have to go and see someone, discuss the things that are going to happen. But I did not stay with it. Like I just went for the initial consult and I think like a follow-up. Surgery is already done. I'm having issues with the eating part. I'm having issues with, you know, it kind of got me like in a depressed state because it also really changed my relationship with alcohol in a negative way. You know, this was in my prime time where I was working and partying, working, throwing parties, working, going out of town, working, doing pride events out of town. You know, like prime time of me just having a good time. Like this is where I'm learning myself. And again, everything was told to me, but the severity of it, I didn't think the severity of how serious your stomach is going to be cut. The change with alcohol is going to be significantly different. So unfortunately, that did lead to me losing friends because I just couldn't, you know, I used to be able to drink people under the table. After the surgery, just sloppy, very, just not a good look. And, you know, I lost friends because of that. And everyone that said that they would be there for me kind of wasn't. And it was just a really lonely, lonely time. I'm also Hispanic, you know, we love to eat. We have parties, holidays, fried food, like every event, food is present. This is my culture. This is where I come from. And I was at an age where I still had so much living to do. I still had so much food I wanted to try, so much more partying I wanted to do. And I just felt like I robbed myself of those experiences. Got to eat and get an entree, and in 1 to 2 bites, I'm already so full. So then, you know, I'm looked at like, you're a big girl. You're lying that you are already full. So it's like before I was getting made fun of because I was a big girl, right? And now I was made fun of because I'm a big girl, but I don't eat to what my body looks like. So it's still a lose-lose situation, you know? I definitely lost a lot of weight. Weight was dropping, quick. It was a very, very drastic change for me. So I think it just messed me mentally, I think, because it's like, I would even be surprised and looking at the mirror and be like, oh my God, like that's me. Like you shed a lot of weight with the surgery. And again, this is irreversible. This is not a surgery that you can go back under and just, you know, add more stomach. Like they're cutting your stomach. There's another one, which is the lap band procedure. Now that is reversible because that one is the one where they just put a rubber band around your stomach and that will tighten it so that you do get fuller quicker. But that one is reversible. You can go under and loosen the rubber band or take it off altogether once you're at the weight that you want to get to, right? So, you know, physically, I was losing weight, right? I could see it on me. Everyone was just telling me, oh my God, like you look so great. You look so good. What have you done? Blah, blah, blah. And I never told anyone what I did. There were a select few of people that knew, but I was just ashamed. And it's another thing that now I see, like, so why did you even do it, you know? I'm always thinking like I'm a big girl. But when I look in the mirror, I'm not where I was, right? So it's kind of just like a mind, if you will. And that's why they do say, like, to continue to go see a counselor, because you do shed weight so fast that, you know, mentally you still got to be all there. You know, my body's changing, my life is changing. New people are kind of in my life too, you know, that are now all fake friends, because ask me where they are today. Couldn't even tell you. And, you know, I continue about life. I managed to get it together, right? I managed to kind of deal with it. I will say eating even to this day it's hard for me. Like, I still get full very quickly. If I overeat, it hurts so much, you know? So like sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, it hurts. Like, I'm being serious, it hurts. So, you know, I've definitely have grown to appreciate food in a different way. I have a different relationship with food now. And, you know, I'm glad for the experience. You know, in hindsight, I'll just say I'm thankful for the experience. I'm thankful that it went well. So my relationship with food is definitely different, you know? As you guys can see, I'm still a foodie girl. I really love to eat. You know, my dad was a chef. Cooking was always a big thing in my home. As a Latina, that's also still a big thing in our culture, as I mentioned before. And, you know, I just love trying new things. It is awesome for me, you know? It's experiences, it's opening your mind up, not to be so close-minded with other cultures. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with Asian food, love me some Indian food. Like, I'm a foodie girl. But I have thankfully gotten to a point where my relationship with food is much different. I have learned my body, and, you know, time continued. So time continued. I was still partying. I did get it under control for a little bit, but, you know, I lost friends because I just wasn't able to. I was just going through a lot, you know. On top of that, you know, I also lost my father, which put me in a deeper depression where I drank even more. And, you know, I just felt like instead of people having compassion and trying to find out why maybe I was so different, because like I said, I used to drink all my friends under the table. I'd be the littest one, still up, ready to go, and like the life of the party, where it kind of just turned dark, not so much fun anymore. But instead of my friends at the time just having compassion and trying to understand what I was going through, I was just kind of like left. So then it was like all the support going into it, do it. We don't want fat friends, to then no one is there, and I'm still made fun of because I don't eat as much when I was fat. It's just a really like mental thing, you know? And I understand people may not have understood what I was going through, because like I mentioned, a lot of people didn't know but a select few. So maybe that is on me, you know, that they weren't as compassionate because they didn't understand or they didn't know. But I just felt very alone. Now celebrities, influencers, people with social platforms are now promoting like the Manjaro injections or the pills that you can take. And I'm all here for it. If it's something to make you feel better, then do it. I just want for everyone to definitely know the pros and cons of every situation. Like, you can go ahead, you know, you see all of these females doing body positivity, but then these are the same girls that go and get a BBL, or they get their lips injected, but it's about body positivity. So were you really happy about it? Because even with those BBLs and all of those injections and all of those fat transfers, you you can get all those things done, but it still does not make you happy. Maybe it now causes a whole different set of insecurities that you didn't have previous to getting the injections done. So I just wish a lot more people would come out and talk about this. I'm not here to break the silence, and I'm not here to speak on others. There have been very successful weight loss surgeries, with morbidly obese people, and they're, extremely happy. Like, they have a brand new life. And good. Like, I'm all here for it, whatever makes you happy. In my own personal journey, I just feel that I was able to do it on my own, So fast forward, I lose my dad. I actually gained all my weight back. I was one of those. And as I mentioned, my eating is still the same. I can't eat much. I get extremely full very quickly. And when I drink, I just have to be cautious, Oprah's now come out talking about this is what helped her. We also have to keep in mind, celebrities have money that us peasant folks don't, Not to say that I don't have money, but I'm not at her level. She also has a support that she pays to be around her so that she can succeed in losing the weight. She will make sure that she is doing what she needs to so that she can look a certain way, be trained a certain way. And I just want, especially girls, like little girls, they're having such a rough time growing up with the internet just all in their face, Instagram, all these IG models that are just showing off their bodies and promoting to be more sexual, I just want everyone to just know the good and the bad. Because like I mentioned, there is people with successful stories. And then there's people like my story that just, I went through it. There was some positivity to it, but more negative, in my personal opinion, from my personal journey. If I could turn back time, would I do it again? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. In knowing everything that I had to endure after, I possibly wouldn't do it, to be honest. It was very hard. And, present day, I'm very happy, I'm in a loving relationship with my husband. I'm a bonus mom to kids. I'm a fur baby mom, and I have a beautiful home, beautiful career, my career here on YouTube, a business. Like, I'm doing really good for myself. And I do have confidence that I didn't have when I was younger and when I was being bullied in school. I think that there are negatives to social media, but there's also positives, because that has also given me the confidence to get on a platform and show you outfits as a big girl. I still cook and I eat on screen as a big girl. And yes, the fat shaming comments do come through, trust me. But it doesn't faze me. I can't get upset at someone that doesn't know anything about me. So that doesn't faze me at all. It's just, I just came here to tell you this because I'm in a much better space in life, mentally, physically. As I mentioned, I did gain all my weight back, but I have been on a health kick for the past 2 years, and I'm doing really good. 2024 is coming around, and I'm gonna implement more stuff to just stay on track, because no, I don't want to revert back into gaining all the weight back either, I just think I was just going through a lot with, depression, and that's what caused my weight gain back, because I wasn't doing the necessary steps to keep it off either. But I'm good now. I'm happy. Do I have stuff that I want to get fixed? Of course I do. I'm not sitting here and shaming any type of surgeries. You can always like I said, I just want females. I just want females to be mindful of every single aspect of a very serious surgery. You know, there's females out there that hate their BBLs. Hate them. And the excruciating pain of going through it is just what blows my mind. You know? That's what I don't know if I can get to that pain. That's just painful. But I don't know, you know? I know that I'm always going to be a big girl. Like, period, point blank. I'm just going to be a thick girl. It doesn't matter how much weight I lose. I'm still going to be a little thick girl. And I'm okay with that because I'm happy. And I know that I'm pretty, you know? I know that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But I am someone's cup of tea. You know, who knows if one day I'm sick of my belly and I just want to get it sucked out, because that could be a possibility. You never know. But being more mature now and knowing more, I just know that I would go through with a procedure knowing everything. And I hope that all the girls out there that wish to get something done will do the same. I think this is the first time I've like said all of this out loud. You know, my husband knows, a few people know, but like to really know how like it affected me, a lot of people don't know. And you know, it was a sad time for me. It was a sad time, but I'm just glad that I was able to overcome it. You know, what if maybe I had to go through that so that I can help whatever fellow person is looking to get that procedure done? You know, I know right now the hot thing are the injections, and I think it's Ozempic. You know, like that's the hot thing on the market right now. So even in going through that, I haven't really read up on it. I have heard just a few people with the Mounjaro injection that it does make them nauseous, but it does give them energy, or I really don't know any of those negative side effects. What I do know is that it's not permanent. You can stop taking an injection if need to. You can stop taking a pill. And like I said, the sleeve one is the one that's irreversible. So if you are someone that is looking into getting into it, just make sure that you've really researched everything. Make sure that, you know, you're ready for a real life change, because it's going to change your life. There's no doubt about it, you know. Those are some serious lashes, eh? But I got some filming to do, so. And listen, I'm not here to dissuade you from any decision that you are possibly looking into. You know, if anything, I hope that this just gives you a better outlook or a different point of view of what the changes in your life will be once you go through a weight loss transformation. You know, mine was a very extreme one. There are other ones that are not as extreme, and maybe that's the route that you may want to go to. I just wanted to really come on here and just share that I'm still thriving and I'm still doing very good. And I'm still gonna eat. If any of you guys have any questions, you know, you guys can always hit me up too. I'd be more than happy to go into more depth on anything that you may have questions about. You know, my DMs are always open. My email, it's always in the description box. You guys can always email me. And I'll be more than happy to go over anything that you may have a question about. You know, I would answer it to the best of my ability or to the best of my personal experience. Because I also can't speak for everyone. And I'm not here to, you know, blow the whistle. That is not my intention at all. This is my final look. Let me know what you guys think. I do want to end by just saying, like, listen, I'm not trying to be a negative whistleblower on any type of weight loss procedure. You know, if you are about to do one, if you're researching one, by all means, go for it. This is just my own personal experience and my own personal journey. I'm still so thankful for every experience in life because I feel like it has led me to where I am today. You're still gonna be seeing sexy hauls for my big girls. You're still gonna see me cook. You're still gonna see me eat on camera. And none of what I discussed today changes on where I'm at today in life. I'm doing phenomenal. And I just want you guys to know that I'm here for a support system if you guys ever need it. I'm always available. You can always email me, DM me, and I can go into more depth of whatever questions you may have. I'll answer it to the best of my ability. But, you know, go for whatever makes you happy. Just know that sometimes making extreme decisions can cause bigger insecurities that weren't there before. So just keep that in mind. I'm here for whatever makes you guys happy. You know, who knows what may be down the line for myself, you know, but unlike other social influencers that aren't open about decisions that they make or procedures that they do, I think I'm an open book. So I would definitely let you guys know, you know, you guys, some of you guys look up to me. Some of you guys are inspired by me, and I never want to be something fake or something that I'm not, because that's not who I am in real life either. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support thus far. And there's so much more to come. 2024 is around the corner, and I'm so excited for this new year, to be honest. And thank you. I love you, my little freaks. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.